Namaste, my beloved friends. Sometimes the universe gives blessings with one hand, and with the other hand, it quietly tests your maturity. And this Kamala Ekadashi is exactly that kind of divine moment. On the 11th of June, we arrive at a very special and spiritually charged Ekadashi known as Kamala Ekadashi. But this is not just another Ekadashi where you fast, drink milk, eat fruits, and then keep checking the clock thinking, when will this day end? No. This Ekadashi is happening under a very powerful cosmic background. Just one day before, that is on 10th of June, Jupiter and Venus conjunct in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is wisdom, Venus is grace, Cancer is the heart. So this conjunction is like the universe saying, let your heart soften, let faith return, let healing begin. And on Ekadashi itself, the moon transits Aries and joins Mars in Aries. Now this is a complete different energy. Jupiter and Venus in Cancer are like Divine Mother saying, Beta, come, sit peacefully, everything will be fine. But Moon and Mars in Aries are like an impatient warrior saying, no, first tell me who created the problem. I will handle it right now. So one side is grace, the other side is fire. One side is healing, the other side is action. One side is devotion, the other side is courage. And this is why this Kamala Ekadashi becomes very important. But before we go deeper into the planetary combinations, first let us understand why this Ekadashi is called Kamala Ekadashi. The word Kamala means lotus, and lotus is deeply connected with Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity, beauty, abundance, grace, and divine blessings. Lakshmi is also called Kamala because she is seated on the lotus. She holds the lotus and she blesses the devotee with purity, prosperity, and inner beauty. That is why this Ekadashi is known as Kamala Ekadashi or Padmini Ekadashi. It is especially connected with the worship of Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. But understand the deeper meaning. Lotus grows in mud, but it does not become muddy. Lotus lives in water, but water does not stick to it. And this is the real message of Kamala Ekadashi. Live in the world, but do not become trapped by the world. Earn money, but do not become a slave of money. Love people, but do not lose yourself in attachment. Perform your duties, but remain inwardly connected to Lord Vishnu. That is why Kamala Ekadashi is so beautiful. It is not only about asking Lakshmi for money, comfort, and prosperity. It is about asking her for purity, contentment, devotion, and the grace to remain untouched by negativity. Because real Lakshmi is not only wealth in the bank, real Lakshmi is peace in the heart, real Lakshmi is sweetness in speech, real Lakshmi is harmony in the home, real Lakshmi is faith during difficult times. And when Lord Vishnu's protection and Lakshmi's grace come together, then life slowly begins to move from fear to faith, from scarcity to abundance, and from restlessness to devotion. So on Kamala Ekadashi, when we fast, pray, chant, and remember Lord Vishnu and Mahalakshmi, we are not merely doing a ritual. We are telling the divine, please make my heart like a lotus. Let me live in this world, but let me not be polluted by anger, greed, jealousy, fear, and negativity. This is the real beauty of Kamala Ekadashi. And this year, Kamala Ekadashi becomes even more meaningful because the planetary background is also speaking the same language. Kamala Ekadashi tells us about the lotus, how to remain pure even while living in the mud of worldly life. And now, look at the sky. Jupiter and Venus are coming together in Cancer, the sign of heart, emotions, nourishment, and divine motherly grace. So, the spiritual message of Kamala Ekadashi and the planetary message of Jupiter Venus are beautifully aligned. Both are saying the same thing. Let your heart become softer. Let your faith return. Let your inner lotus bloom. But at the same time, the moon is transiting Aries and joining Mars in Aries on 11th of June. That is on Kamala Ekadashi. So while Jupiter and Venus are bringing grace, Moon and Mars are bringing fire. One side is lotus, the other side is warrior. One side is Mahalakshmi's grace, the other side is Mars saying, come on, do something now. So this Ekadashi is not just about sitting peacefully and saying everything will happen by God's grace. No, it is saying pray deeply, receive grace, but also take courageous action. Just don't take action in anger because Moon represents the mind, Mars represents action. When Moon joins Mars in Aries, emotions become fast, thoughts become sharp, decisions become impulsive. People may speak too quickly, react too strongly, and sometimes fight over things that are not even worth fighting for. Sometimes, even while fasting on Ekadashi, a person may get angry because the sabudana khichdi had less salt. That is Moon Mars. So this Ekadashi is not only about fasting from food, it is about fasting from anger, fasting from fear, fasting from unnecessary reactions, fasting from the need to prove yourself right every time. Before replying, pause. Before reacting, breathe. Before taking action, ask yourself, is this coming from awareness or is Mars driving my car without a seatbelt? Because the same fire that can burn a house can also cook your food. The same Mars that creates conflict can also create courage. The same Aries energy that creates impulsiveness can also create powerful new beginnings. Everything depends upon consciousness. This is why the great mystic Rumi said, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. And this is precisely the message of this Kamala Ekadashi. Change begins within. Blessing begins within. Victory begins within. Now, Jupiter and Venus in Cancer can bring positive developments in matters related to emotional healing, family, home, property, relationships, prosperity, devotion, creativity, and divine grace. Many people may feel that something good is slowly beginning to move. A blocked conversation may open. A financial worry may reduce. A relationship may become softer. A family matter may improve. A prayer may suddenly feel heard. But at the same time, Moon and Mars in Aries will not allow us to remain passive. This combination says, do not just dream, act. Do not just pray, move. Do not just wait, take the right step. So if you have been delaying an important decision, this Ekadashi may give you courage. If you have been emotionally stuck, this Ekadashi may give you clarity. If you have been afraid to begin, this Ekadashi may give you the first push. But again remember, take action with awareness, not with anger. Because soon after Ekadashi, on the 14th of June, Amavasya falls. Somvati Amavasya, the most dangerous Amavasya. So along with experiencing the positive developments signaled by Jupiter-Venus conjunction and Ekadashi Moon-Mars conjunction, one has to stay alert. Yes, blessings are coming. Yes, courage is rising. Yes, positive movement can happen. But Amavasya brings a different kind of energy. It can make the mind oversensitive. It can increase emotional heaviness, confusion, disturbed sleep, negative thinking, unnecessary fear, and energetic vulnerability. So do not become careless. Do not become overconfident. Do not enter unnecessary arguments. Do not take impulsive emotional decisions. And most importantly, protect your mind. Because when the mind is protected, your aura is protected. And when your aura is protected, your destiny starts responding differently. In my next podcast, I will speak briefly about the 14th June Amavasya effects and how you can protect yourself spiritually during this sensitive period. Because spirituality is not fear, spirituality is awareness. It is not about becoming scared of Amavasya. It is about understanding the energy and walking through it with prayer, discipline, and inner strength. So this Kamala Ekadashi is saying, receive blessings from Jupiter and Venus. Take courageous action through Moon and Mars. But keep your inner lamp burning as Amavasya approaches on 14th June. Become like the lotus in the heart and like the warrior in action. Soft inside, strong outside. Devoted within, disciplined in the world. And now, let us see quickly what this Kamala Ekadashi brings for all 12 signs. Listen from your moon sign first and then from your ascendant also.
Aries, Mesh Rashi.
For Aries, Moon and Mars are in your own sign. So your confidence will be high and your patience may go on vacation. You may feel, now I will decide. Now I will act. Now I will finish this matter. Good. Take action. Jupiter and Venus support home, family, property, vehicles, and emotional healing. But please don't expect everyone to understand your master plan in 5 seconds. Speak calmly, move boldly, don't explode unnecessarily.
Taurus, Vrushabh Rashi.
For Taurus, on Ekadashi, Moon and Mars activate your 12th house. So sleep, dreams, expenses, and overthinking may increase. Jupiter and Venus support communication, writing, content creation, siblings, marketing, and short travels. Good time for spiritual practice and creative work. But avoid 2 a.m. life analysis. Not every midnight thought is a message from the universe. Sometimes it is just lack of sleep. So rest well, spend wisely, and protect your peace.
Gemini, Mithun Rashi.
For Gemini, Moon and Mars activate gains, networks, friends, and desires. Jupiter and Venus bless money, family, speech, and savings. So, financial movement, useful contacts, and wish fulfillment are possible. But speak sweetly. Do not become so honest that people need 2 days to recover from your truth. Before Amavasya, avoid careless promises, especially regarding money.
Cancer, Kark Rashi.
For Cancer, Jupiter and Venus are in your own sign. So charm, grace, healing, and blessings are coming directly to you. Moon and Mars activate your career, status, and public image. Professional movement is possible. Recognition may come. New confidence may rise. But please, no dramatic resignation email. No dear boss, I have tolerated enough kind of messages. Lead with maturity. Let your work speak louder than your mood.
Leo, Sinkh Rashi.
Leo. For Leo, Moon and Mars activate Dharma, luck, guru, father, travel, and higher learning. Jupiter and Venus support spirituality, foreign connections, meditation, charity, and inner healing. Good time for prayer, pilgrimage, study, and surrender. But avoid fighting over beliefs. Spirituality is not a boxing match where the winner gets extra prasad. Stay humble, let wisdom shine without ego.
Virgo, Kanya Rashi.
For Virgo, Moon and Mars activate your 8th house. So intensity, hidden emotions, and transformation may rise. Jupiter and Venus support gains, income, friends, and fulfillment of desires. Good time for astrology, mantra, healing, research, and deep inner work. But avoid becoming a detective in personal life. Not every silence means conspiracy. Not every delay means betrayal. So stay alert but don't become paranoid.
Libra, Tula Rashi.
For Libra, Moon and Mars activate relationships, marriage, clients, and partnerships. Jupiter and Venus bless career, recognition, and professional growth. So, career can move well, but relationship conversations may become spicy. Please don't turn every small discussion into a courtroom drama. Passion is good. Cross-examination is not always required. Balance fire with grace and relationships will improve.
स्कॉर्पियो वृश्चिक राशि.
For Scorpio, Moon and Mars activate work, health, competition, debts, and enemies. Jupiter and Venus bless luck, Guru, Dharma, travel, and higher knowledge. This is good for defeating obstacles, improving routine, and getting back into discipline. But don't create new enemies while finishing old enemies. Mars may say, one more battle, but wisdom says, enough, go drink water. Use this energy for discipline, not unnecessary conflict.
Sagittarius धनु राशि.
For Sagittarius, Moon and Mars activate creativity, children, romance, education, and mantra. Jupiter and Venus support transformation, occult knowledge, healing, and hidden blessings. Good time for spiritual practice, research, creativity, and emotional clarity. But avoid impulsive romance or risky speculation. Please don't call it destiny connection after 2 conversations and 1 emoji. Let time test what emotion declares.
कैप्रिकॉर्न मकर राशि.
Capricorn, Moon and Mars activate home, mother, property, vehicle, and emotional peace. Jupiter and Venus bless marriage, partnerships, clients, and support from others. Good for relationship harmony and home improvements. But don't start a family war while trying to bring peace to the house. Moving furniture is fine. Moving everyone's blood pressure is not required. Keep the home calm, light a diya, and speak softly.
एक्वेरियस कुंभ राशि.
For Aquarius, Moon and Mars activate courage, communication, writing, siblings, and short travel. Jupiter and Venus support work, health, debts, and problem solving. Good for content creation, marketing, planning, discipline, and practical effort. But speak carefully. Truth is powerful, but throwing truth like a brick is not spirituality. Use your words as medicine, not as missiles.
पाइसेस मीन राशि.
For Pisces, Moon and Mars activate money, family, food, and speech. Jupiter and Venus bless creativity, children, education, romance, mantra, and past life merit. Good time for mantra chanting, learning, creative work, and financial awareness. But control sharp speech and impulsive spending. Before speaking, ask, is this wisdom or hot Mars served in emotional packaging? Your words can heal. Use them beautifully. So these were the predictions for all 12 signs. And now, before I conclude this podcast, I want to bring your attention to the real essence of Ekadashi fasting. On Kamala Ekadashi, many devotees observe fast with devotion. Some people do complete Nirjala fast. Some take only water. Some take fruits and milk. And some follow simple sattvic fasting food as per their health and capacity. But remember, fasting is not a punishment to the body. Fasting is a purification of the mind. If your health allows, observe the fast with devotion. If your health does not allow strict fasting, do it gently. Lord Vishnu is not sitting with a punishment register saying, "You ate one banana extra, now I will reduce your blessings." No, bhakti is more important than ego. Discipline is important, but awareness is more important. On this day, avoid grains, non-vegetarian food, alcohol, onion, garlic, anger, gossip, lies, harsh speech, and unnecessary arguments. Offer prayers to Lord Vishnu and Mahalakshmi, light a diya, and chant the most beautiful Vishnu mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Or you can chant Om Namo Narayanaya. You may also chant Mahalakshmi mantra. Om Hrim Shrim Mahalakshmi Namaha. Additionally, you can also recite the Vishnu Sahasranam or simply sit silently and remember the divine with love. Because the real Ekadashi fast is not only fasting from food, it is fasting from negativity, it is fasting from anger, it is fasting from jealousy, it is fasting from fear, it is fasting from that inner habit of reacting immediately. On these social platforms, there are so many idiots who will comment and you will react. Don't do that. Just block them. Once you block them, they are dead for you. But never react to any such negative comments. And this that I am saying to you becomes very important because Moon and Mars are together in Aries on Ekadashi. So while you are fasting, please also fast from becoming a firecracker. Otherwise, externally you are doing Ekadashi, but internally Mars is doing Diwali. So on this Kamala Ekadashi, fast according to your health, pray according to your heart, and remain aware according to your soul. Because when fasting becomes mechanical, it becomes a ritual. But when fasting becomes conscious, it becomes a doorway to grace. And this brings me to a beautiful story. Yes, my fellows, there is always a story for all my close followers. So the story is about Zen Master Joshu. The first thing, before I share the story, the first thing to be understood is that complex things can be understood. Simple things cannot. A simple thing is alone. This Joshu story is very simple. It is so simple, it escapes you. You try to grip it, you try to grab it, it escapes. It is so simple that your mind cannot work on it. Try to feel the story. I will not say try to understand because you cannot understand it. Try to feel the story. Many things are hidden if you try to feel them. If you try to understand it, nothing is there. The whole anecdote is absurd. So Joshu saw one monk and asked, "Have I seen you before?" The man said, "No, sir, there is no possibility. I have come for the first time and I am a stranger. You could not have seen me before." Joshu said, "Okay, then have a cup of tea." Then he asked another monk, "Have I seen you before?" The monk said, "Yes, sir, you must have seen me. I have always been here. I am not a stranger." The monk must have been a disciple of Joshu's. And Joshu said, "Okay, then have a cup of tea." The manager of the monastery was puzzled. With two different persons responding in different ways, two different answers were needed. But Joshu responded in the same way to the stranger and to the friend. to one who has come for the first time, and to one who has been here always. To the unknown and to the known, Joshu responded in the same way. He made no distinction, none at all. He didn't say, "You are a stranger, welcome, have a cup of tea." He didn't say to the other, "You have always been here, so there is no need for a cup of tea." Nor did he say, "You have always been here, so there is no need to respond." Familiarity creates boredom. You never receive the familiar. You never look at your wife. She has been with you for many years, and you have completely forgotten that she exists. What is the face of your wife? Have you looked at her recently? You may have completely forgotten her face. If you close your eyes and meditate and remember, you may remember the face you looked on for the first time. But your wife has been a flux, a river, constantly changing. The face has changed. Now she has become old. The river has been flowing and flowing. New beds have been reached. Body has changed. Have you looked at her recently? Your wife is so familiar, there is no need to look. We look at something which is unfamiliar. We look at something which strikes us as strange. They say familiarity breeds contempt. It breeds boredom. Joshu seems to be absolutely different, behaving in the same way with a stranger and a friend. The monk said, "I have always been here, sir. You know me well." And Joshu said, "Then have a cup of tea." The manager couldn't understand. Managers are always stupid. To manage, a stupid mind is needed. And a manager can never be deeply meditative. It is difficult. He has to be mathematical, calculating. He has to see the world and arrange things accordingly. The manager became disturbed. What is this? What is happening? This looks illogical. It's okay to offer a cup of tea to a stranger, but to this disciple who has always been here? So he asked, "Why do you respond in the same way to different persons, to different questions?" Joshu called loudly, "Manager, are you here?" The manager said, "Yes, sir. Of course I am here." And Joshu said, "Then have a cup of tea." This asking loudly, "Manager, are you here?" is calling his presence, his awareness. Awareness is always new. It is always stranger, the unknown. The body becomes familiar, not the soul, never. You may know the body of your wife. You will never know the unknown hidden person. Never. That cannot be known. You cannot know it. It is a mystery. You cannot explain it. When Joshu called, "Manager, are you here?" suddenly the manager became aware. He forgot that he was a manager. He forgot that he was a body. He responded from his heart. He said, "Yes, sir, I am here." This asking loudly was so sudden, it was just like a shock, and it was futile. That's why he said, "Of course, I am here. You need not ask me. The question is irrelevant." Suddenly the past, the old, the mind dropped. The manager was there no more. Simply a consciousness was responding. Consciousness is always new, constantly new. It is always being born. It is never old. And Joshu said, "Then have a cup of tea." The first thing to be felt is that for Joshu, everything is new, strange, mysterious. Whether it is the known or the unknown, the familiar or the unfamiliar, it makes no difference. If you come to this garden every day, by and by, you will stop looking at the trees. You will think you have already looked at them, that you know them. By and by, you will stop listening to the birds. They will be singing, but you will not listen. You will have become familiar. Your eyes are closed. Your ears are closed. If Joshu comes to this garden, and he may have been coming every day for many lives, he will hear the birds. He will look at the trees. Everything, every moment is new for him. That is what awareness means. For awareness, everything is constantly new. Nothing is old, nothing can be old. Everything is being created every moment. It is a continuous flow of creativity. Awareness never carries memory as a burden. And this is the message I want to leave you with on this Kamala Ekadashi. Have a cup of tea, meaning come back to awareness, come back to presence, come back to this moment. Whether life brings a stranger or a familiar person, respond with awareness. Whether life brings blessings or challenge, respond with awareness. Whether Jupiter and Venus brings grace or Moon and Mars bring fire, respond with awareness. Because without awareness, even blessings become confusion. And with awareness, even challenges become spiritual growth. Kamala Ekadashi is asking you to look at life freshly. Look at family freshly. Look at your partner freshly. Look at your work freshly. Look at your own soul freshly. Do not carry old dust in new moments. Do not carry old wounds into new blessings. Do not carry yesterday's anger in today's prayer. And as Amavasya approaches on 14th June, this becomes even more important. Because Amavasya can make the mind sensitive. Old emotions may come up. Old fears may knock again. Old negativity may try to enter through the back door. But if awareness is present, you will recognize it. You will not react. You will not fall into the same pattern. You will simply say, have a cup of tea. Meaning, be present, be calm, be conscious, be here and now. Because now is the only moment. Past is no more and future is not yet. Now is the only moment. So be here now. And so receive the grace of Jupiter and Venus. Use the courage of Moon and Mars. But remain rooted in awareness. Because astrology is not meant to create fear. Astrology is meant to awaken consciousness. Jyotish. And when consciousness is awake, even darkness becomes a doorway to light. Love to each one of you. And always remember, there will be negative people who will try to demotivate you, who will try to hurt you through their comments. But as I always tell you, just use those two words, shift, delete. Just delete them permanently from your life. Block them and you are done with them. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru.
ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।